UC video. Alright, let's see. Episode 2. This sucks.
Yeah.
Episode 2 sucks. You can skip this one.
Short one today.
You can skip this one, guys. Let's see. Everybody, welcome to episode 2 of Cryptid Theory. Today we'll be looking at the, well, as always, every week we'll be looking at the strange and unexplained. Well, actually, this week it's the crazy and the fully explained. So we're gonna delve into the Blood Moon prophecies and the Jerusalem UFO. So, Scott, which one do you want to tackle first?
Let's go and go with the Jerusalem UFO. Also, Dome of the Rock UFO. Either one of those could be called by.
No, I just call it the Jerusalem UFO. That's where mostly I see him popped up as. So, first thing first, I'm gonna drop a video into the chat, or not into the chat, but into the stream here, so people can see. And I'm gonna let this play for a little bit. So this is the video that we're gonna be discussing today. There's what, 3 videos in this?
Yep, 3 that are synchronized together.
Mm-hmm. So we'll give you some time to watch, and we'll vamp for a little bit as this plays, since there's no audio, because I'm muting it, because I don't know what's in there.
Yeah, I don't think there's much. People marveling at the fact that there's a bright light hanging over top of a golden building.
Mm-hmm.
In the middle of Israel.
Why is the Irish?
I don't know. I keep falling into it. I don't know why it happens.
So these are 3. I think there's what, 8 videos out now, roughly. Between 4 and 8 videos I've seen.
Yeah, I think I've seen like 6 all put together at once.
Yeah. So you know, these videos are interesting to me. Number one, we can say for a fact that these things they've been confirmed fake by now.
Yes. By people who are much smarter than us who know how to choose it.
Hey, smarter than you. You don't know me.
Do you know how to...
Yes, I do.
Sure.
Take that.
Yeah, anyway.
We get video and Twitch gets buffering. Okay, so about this, it's the one video. I'm gonna play it here. I'm gonna rewind it back to pause it here. Now, as you can see, my mouse whoop 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 is circling over this center video here. That one to me completely shows that this is that these are fake. If we're watching here when this zooms in on it, it's an After Effects zoom. Come on, zoom. Oh, wait, it already zoomed. There's the zoom. Because usually when you zoom, shit distorts, right?
Yeah. Tends to.
I don't see that in that. I don't know if you've noticed that.
You can kind of get actual zoom, but
to me it looks like there's this zooming in on a photograph.
Yeah.
A still image that was put down and they're laying over the effect of this UFO that's supposed to be there.
Yeah.
That's what I see on that video. I don't see it quite so much in the other ones, only for the simple reason that they're not zooming in. I mean,
yeah.
If you look at all the other...
They're just kind of sitting there looking over the city.
Mm-hmm. They have a very stable... well, they're not stable cams, but...
No.
They're not zooming in or pulling out or anything like that. They're just keeping a flat image. But when it comes to that center photo and it's got that zoom on it, there's something not right about that zoom to me.
Actually, one of the things that someone was looking at the videos and said is each one of the videos wasn't put directly from a camera onto YouTube. It met through a third party somewhere in the middle and had effects added to it. Like one of them, actually, the shaky part of it is put into the video.
I think that's the middle. That's the middle one, the one I'm talking about. That's I think I've seen the same video that you're talking about. They added it's a shake effect that they added to it.
Yep.
I don't see it in the other ones, though. The other two.
Well, the other ones are very low quality as well.
Yeah. I mean, I think for 100% fact, we can call the center one a flat-out hoax.
Yep.
As far as the other two go, I mean, if one's a hoax, they're probably all a hoax. But you never know. Maybe somebody was like, I want to be a part of the UFO thingy too. So he made up his own video. But
one of the things is it's this bright light hanging over the city, but hardly anything's illuminated by this bright light.
Let's see.
Until it actually flashes, and like everything around it just flashed.
I don't see it's that bright.
Well, also one video claims that you can hardly look at it, which means it's supposed to be bright, but
well, here's the thing: when you're in a city like that, if something like that fell in New York City, like Central Square,
we would have more than 3 videos.
Yeah, but if it did that, it still wouldn't light up the whole area. I mean, that fucking area is lit up as much as it's gonna get on its own.
Let's go. The one thing I find that is a reason why it's fake is because I've seen maximum of 6 videos. No photographs that were not part of these videos. Nothing else. And this is Dome of the Rock, which is a very religious place in Israel, which is a very tourist-heavy place. These people have cameras and videos. Why is it we only mainly have 3 videos that are of decent quality?
We have 8, up to 8 videos. I've seen more than 6. Now, are they of decent quality? No, because you're assuming everybody in the world has an iPhone 4 or 5.
Well, even then, pictures. Just regular pictures. I mean, you could take a Polaroid picture and still be somewhat okay with it. I mean, at the point this time, it's hanging over top of the city. Someone has to be underneath it. Somewhere there's a person hanging out underneath it, because not everyone falls asleep at midnight. It's just one of those things that this was anonymously put onto YouTube. It was never given to any tabloids. Tabloids? Yes, tabloids. Or any news stations to actually report. It was just put onto YouTube, and then people found it, and it kept going.
Pretty much.
It's just one of those things. If you see a UFO, most people tend to go, I want to make money off this.
No, nobody's gonna make money off of a UFO.
Oh, if you could sell a video.
No, nobody's gonna buy that.
Tabloids. You could probably find one.
No, they won't. There are a couple of photos out there. Not a lot. Like 4.
Yeah, the thing is, like, photos I've seen are usually of these videos. Just still frames of the video.
Are you looking at the stream right now? Oh, never mind. I'll just drop it to you.
Yes, it takes forever.
That's not from either video. We've never seen that angle before.
Nope.
So,
but that just looks like a pinpoint of light where everything else looks a lot bigger.
It
from
does.
A distance.
You're a nitpicky little bitch, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. There's no consistency. Actually, the only consistency is there is actually a hover time above the building that is actually almost all consistent throughout all the videos. Like, it actually lowers at the same time, hovers there, and then...
Yeah.
That consistency I like.
Yeah, because you can see consistency in the video. When it comes to a single photo, you can't see consistency with it. If you take some images, and you take multiple of them, multiple shots, you'll find that consistency with the video. Yeah, but not a single image that you just pull that you can pull. You'd be like, okay, where is it now? You got to basically just hunt through the whole video, and plus, it's also from an angle we don't have in video. So of course, you're not going to see consistency in that. We are seeing it in the sky above the dome, right?
Yes.
So we were talking about this thing. I should probably put it on the stream, since we're going to discuss it.
To me, it looks like a light off of a plane.
But it's a part of this whole thing. It's marked as the from it. So this is the photo we're talking about right now. But as we see in the video, we don't know how far this is away. Maybe they zoomed. We don't know. You're assuming things we don't understand yet. But let's move that here. You here. Let's rewind you back. Now, if we look at the video, do you have the video still of the video?
Yes.
I keep playing? If you just roll back to about 12 or 17 seconds in.
Yes. It looks like a pinpoint of light.
There you go. There's your consistency. Eat a dick, Scott.
The thing is, that pinpoint of light still looks larger than what's in that picture.
Angle of the photo. We are
Looks like on a hill, which the other ones were on a hill.
Yes, they look farther than this one. This one would look closer, correct?
I don't know which one this one and this one is.
Okay, the one, that's because you can't see me pointing at my own screen.
Yes.
The video looks farther away. The photo looks farther, or looks closer. Obvious, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
The photo looks closer, but it just looks smaller.
Maybe in this photo, the UFO is farther.
I mean, in order for that to be, this has to be a really wide shot, and they zoomed in this one part.
That's probably what they did.
Alright. It just seems smaller to me.
You don't play with cameras very often, do you?
No, not really. I don't like cameras.
Sorry, guys. That's my e-cig that you guys hear all the time. Scott's frustrating me with his ideas. But, no, I mean, I can see consistency in this and that. You know, whether it's an actual photo from it or not, I don't know. Do I care?
Yeah.
No, not really. I mean, even if you fast forward it up to about 31 seconds in, I mean, you still get the pinpoint, the pinprick of light. Yes, the distance is completely different at that point. It's closer to the mound, and you're farther away, so you're gonna get that pinprick. But we can't say where that fucking pinprick is on the photo. We don't know its distance from the mound at all. It looks close because you were assuming it with the video that it's dropping straight down on top of it, right?
Yeah. Assuming this is all from the same event.
Yeah, that could be behind it a ways.
Yes, well, it is the flat black sky that I'm looking at.
Huh. We get no depth at all.
Nope.
So, but yeah, the only reason why I'm putting up a fight on this is not because I think it's real. I don't think it's real at all. But I'm just like, I'm trying to put out the point of view of what they might say, a naysayer or a believer might say. If you get, you're trying to figure out. You understand? You got me?
Yes, that makes sense.
See, my whole thing is in the show is I don't believe in a lot of this stuff, but I'm gonna be the one who's gonna try and instill doubt into Scott, or at least mistrust in himself to judge things. That's my job. Yes, the devil's advocate. So I think we can 100% chalk this thing up to for the most part, a decent hoax.
Yeah.
I mean, to somebody who doesn't know what they're looking at and they just watch these videos, they could see it and believe it. I mean, bravo to these people for doing it.
Getting two good cameras together two good camera angles, and you have a third one that does look fake, and having it synchronized like that
Hmm.
is pretty good work.
Yeah, I mean that, and they're still making other videos, or at least they were up until like 2013 or 12 when they stopped surfacing. So I mean they kept it up, showing off more of their work. But the only thing that makes me question this kind of thing is in doing research into for this show. Before the show idea even came up, or before I came to Scott with it, I actually saw a video that's exactly like this, where a UFO would drop down and it'd flash and it'd shoot up, and then you'd see those red lights, which is I just paused on right here. You see these lights pulsing here in a circular formation. Uh, I saw that in another video in like fucking some Hickville in Iowa. I don't know if it was Iowa or not, but I've been trying to look for first then here, can this be real? And then the more research, the more I watch and shit like that, and the more I realize this is a horrible hoax as far as that one video goes. So I don't know, I mean it's a hoax, but oh well. What do you think? What's your verdict?
My verdict is the sake of, yeah, it's a hoax. It's still one of those things that I don't believe a UFO will ever visit Earth in our lifetime, but
That's actually right, Zero. I'm gonna watch this again because of you. Well, hold on. Every last one of them pan up after. The closest one to pan
Yeah.
up is the center one.
yeah, that's the fastest
That's
one
the
to pan up.
that's the fakest one. So I completely rule out anything that happens in the center one.
The other two, it takes a second. The one on the right takes maybe 5. The other one's like, oh wait, now it's up in the sky. Look up there, and then it
The
pans.
one to the right is probably the most believable reaction to it. It's where you see it zip up and then you fucking catch up to it.
Yep.
While the one on the left seems a little too slow.
Yeah, it's like, where'd it go? I don't know. It was right over there.
But the one in the middle is completely too fast.
Yeah. One in the middle, like, yeah, it's up.
There's actually another, if I can find it. There's actually another thing that actually has that whole thing in shot, but that's who cares. But yeah, I think we're gonna staple this thing a flat out 100% hoax. It sucks. It looks good. It looks good. But yeah, as far as aliens visiting here, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
All right, Scott. Do you want to go on to the next crazy thing that we have?
Sure. Next crazy thing we have is the blood moon prophecy, which the tetrads of the blood moons that are happening this year and next year are going to cause something to happen in Israel.
Israel.
Yes, I say Israel.
You say it weird.
Yes, I know I do.
All right, so the tetrad is taking. Well, we already had one take place. That was on April 15th, 2014. These will only be cited in the United States, though.
Isn't one of them supposed to
No.
be cited? No.
Not one of them is supposed to be cited anywhere else other than the United States.
Alright, I read wrong somewhere then.
Unless it's the full moon, or not the full moon, but the lunar eclipse that you were talking about.
Possible.
But no, it's supposed to be from east to west coast, complete United States. I mean, like South America, you can still see them and shit like that, but not like Europe or Australia.
Yep.
But we got one. We had the one that we just had on April 15th, 2014. We got the next one on October 8th, 2014. Then we have Scott. We have the full lunar eclipse.
On March 20th, 2015.
And then the The Tetrad comes back on the April 4th, 2015, and completes on September 28th, 2015.
Yes.
Yes, and fucking Canada.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Each one of those we're going to get the blood red moon because the Rayleigh scattering of the sunlight through Earth's atmosphere.
Yep. And I have got a photo for you. What this will look like. So that's the blood moon right there. Oh, I forgot to ask the chat room. Chat room, while we're discussing the blood moon prophecies, what do you guys think about the Jerusalem UFO? Do you guys believe it is possible that that was a UFO? Or do you believe with Scott and I that those were hoaxes? So, please chime in as you guys hear hear what you know what I'm saying. So, as far as the blood moon prophecy goes, this has mainly been brought up by one person. Pastor John Hagee. Hagee? Who's a Texan evangelist, whatever, what are they called? Evangelicalists.
I don't know what the exact word is. I probably can't say.
He's one of those TV pastors.
Yes. And he is the senior pastor of a mega church with over 20,000 active members.
Yes.
The reason why this is like one of those things is it's a Christian talking about Jewish traditions or prophecies or whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, he made some arguments about like every time one of these things happen, change does happen in the world, right?
Well, change happened to Israel.
Yeah, change happens to Israel every time one of these happens, correct?
Yes.
He proved it.
Yeah, he actually has dates in which something happens, the 6-year war, or 6-day war or something, six-something war. That's the most recent one I can think of. I can't remember the other ones on those days.
But yeah, that was in the that was the May 2000 or not. That was the May 2016 or 2003 through October 28th, 2004 series was the 6-day war shit. I believe. Because that was the last time we had one.
Yeah. It's just one of those things that you're going to have 4 eclipses of the moon, and this is something is supposed to happen. Now, what is to happen is all dependent on who you ask. Because he actually has a partner, Mark Blitz, who says there's going to be a second coming of Jesus, and that the Tetrad back in 2008, 7 years of Great Tribulation beginning in 2008, that we were going to have the next end of times.
Yes.
Best part is, when his prediction failed, he pulled the article from his website.
Well, I mean, like, do you have any idea how many doomsdayers there are?
Oh, there's a shit ton. At least some of them sit there and put, like, the famous Blizzard thing, soon.
No, the blood moons do not only happen in the United States, but this tetrad will be only happening in the United States. Blood moons can happen anywhere else in the world. It's not just the United States thing. It's just happening here when it comes to this one.
And somehow they think it happening here is going to affect Israel. Of course, it's all pointing to Israel.
Oh, I mean, if you want to look at it in some goofy way, or not really. The way I look at it is the world's always changing. This is a 2-year span.
Yeah.
That this is happening in.
The 2-year span that ends September 2015, and if something happens anywhere near that time,
they're going to claim it as it's the prophecy.
Then it's something, yeah.
Yeah. But it has to happen to Israel.
Yes. And it's the one thing now that they're saying is going to be a nuclear thing.
Yeah, I actually just saw that today. prepping for the show that something, it was like they were talking about some nuclear shit, and I'm like, oh joy. What were they saying? Did you read it? I didn't get to read it.
They're only trying to predict what it would be, and one of the things is that it's going to start a nuclear war, which then would coincide with the end of times, and so on and so forth.
Well, who's gonna nuke somebody?
I don't know. I think it's supposed to be Israel in retaliation to someone.
Oh,
Like, they are actually the ones that are going to nuke someone else.
yeah,
like-
I don't see that happening.
I don't ever see that happening, because they don't really need nukes to do anything.
Why?
Well, they're actually strong enough as a military force to just go in somewhere.
Well, I mean, they're strong in comparison to their.
Neighbors.
Yeah, I mean, if they went into Russia, they'd just get raffle stomped.
Yeah, or attempt anything with us, especially since we're across the world.
I mean, they got a decent sized army. There's the Israeli special forces are fucking somebody you don't fuck around with, but
Yeah. You don't really fuck with them at all.
no, kind of like our special forces.
Well, any special forces.
Nah,
Well,
some of you can fuck with.
but if you go to like any military superpower and their
Like-
special force, it's like, hey, you don't really want to fuck with them.
Like Canada's special forces, like they'll just walk up to you and give you like fucking syrup and hope you get sticky.
I was about to say, I give you a pint of maple syrup and say sorry.
They'll like put it on your shoes or something like that, and they hope you clean it off so they can do their secret spy mission stuff. I don't know, because Canadians.
It'd
Yay.
take forever.
Then after they stole all your stuff, they'd apologize. Because that's Canada.
Hey, we actually forgot about something in this.
What?
Each of the lunar eclipses is
Mhm.
also supposed to happen on days of feast in the Jewish calendar,
Yes.
which is also another thing that shows that it is a sign of the prophecy, because when God created the light in the universe, he also created signs. And this is supposed to be one of the signs that the lunar eclipse will happen on days of the feast, which is Passover and Sukkot. I think I'm saying that right. Sukkot.
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 I don't know. What's the full moon or the lunar eclipse on?
What do you mean?
What's the lunar eclipse is in the middle, right?
In the middle?
Oh my God, Scott.
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of blanking out on this.
3/20/15, right? That's the lunar
Oh
eclipse.
yeah, okay.
What's
The solar eclipse? The full solar eclipse is
solar
on
eclipse,
March
right.
20th. Yes,
yeah,
that's why I got confused. Lunar.
whatever. Yeah, it's on first one that that happened in March. It was on Passover. The one on 10/8/2014 will be taking on Sukkot. I don't know. I don't know Jewish tradition. Then the next will happen on Passover again on 4/4/15, and then the final one will be on 9/28/15, which is another Sukkot.
Yes. And they say this cannot be merely coincidence that they all happen on the days of the feast.
Hmm.
And they are right. It's not mere coincidence, because the Jewish calendar is based on lunar cycles.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of there.
Now, when it comes to these prophecies here, I mean, like, let's just go down here. The Tetrad is happening in. We had one in 2003 to 2004, right? We had another one. We have the one that we're currently in now, which is 2014 to 2015. But the thing is, what they're not talking about in these blood moon prophecies tellers is that we got another one in 2032 to 33, another one in 43 to 44, 50 to 51, 61, 62, 72 to 73, and 90 to 91, all 2000s.
It's very consistent.
Thank you, NASA, because we know we know every time this is going to happen. We know back. We can take this back into the past, centuries,
Yeah.
and find out how many we've had and stuff like that.
And we only have like 6 things ever happen to Israel.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're not rare.
No.
They're not. I mean, they're rare, but they're not very rare. I mean, we get
Sounds
these
like
things
close to every 20 years, so a human would see.
every 15 years. About every 15 years.
So yeah, like a human would see it, or 5 times in their lifetime.
Roughly.
I mean, for as many astronomical things as astronomical,
Just talk.
as many star things are out there. This isn't as rare as some of them out there. Like, I've never seen a full solar eclipse.
What?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they've all happened. It's just one of them didn't happen in an
I've
area
never
that it never happened to be visible in your area. Yeah, I've seen them. I've seen 2, maybe 2. I
But
think.
the sake of the lunar eclipse, I've seen that shit.
I've seen blood moons all the time.
Yes.
Blood moons are rare as shit. I mean, the tetrad is kind of rare, but as far as the blood moon goes, they're not rare at all. So basically what the blood moon prophecy is that they think that this is basically the end of days now. That this happens and that the rapture will pretty much happen, right?
That's
Some of them.
kind of. It's just pointing to see if Israel is going to do something.
Well, I mean, it's either something they do something or either something happens to them.
Yes.
Now, odds are, in 2 years, something will happen, or they will do something in 2 years. All they have to do is like sneeze funny, and they're like, "That's it."
Yep.
Blood moon prophecy happened. We can all sleep at night now.
It's just at that point, it's like, well, that's very disappointing.
But
Thank you.
most people believe that it's like end of days, rapture-esque kind of events will happen after this. I mean, John Hagee has said things that we are already in the end times. That we've been in the end times since the early 2000s. And that we are just waiting for the rapture at this point, right? So, I mean...
His partner, Mark Blitz,
yes.
says that it would be the fall of 2015 will be the second coming of Jesus, which would coincide with the last of the Tetrad.
Ooh. Yeah, no.
Yeah. He's also one that discovered the astronomical pattern for the end of times. So.
I mean, like, fucking, I'm not a big Bible person. I'm not a big religious guy. And I don't know. I just find these doomsdayers to be one of the most annoying things in the world. Like, I know it had nothing to do with the Bible, but the fucking 2012 shit. Oh my god, it was just getting old.
It's geez, mind prophecy.
And then
It's only because they could not create a calendar that looped each year.
they found another one, right?
I found another date.
They found the next calendar. There's another calendar.
Yeah. They just sat there, well, this calendar ends on this date, so something must happen.
No, it just
No.
it just goes back to the first calendar then.
No, not even that. They're too stupid to even put them together like that for some reason.
No, I thought it was as far as the Mayan calendars go that they the end of a calendar is a good thing, and that means you basically start the cycle over, and they go back to the first calendar that they made. Thought that's how it ran.
I thought they just wrote out the days until they couldn't write it out anymore.
No, I don't think so. I'm trying to remember something back when I watched it on Discovery when they talked about it, and they found the other calendar and shit like that. I don't know. Who cares? That's not what we're here about.
Yeah. Well, it's the end of days.
Mayan calendars. The Mayans had 2 calendar years. Okay. Thanks, fictional lover. No idea what that means. Well, I know they had 2 calendar years, but I don't know what you're referencing that to, since you're in about a minute delay from what we're seeing or saying. So, each time they ended on the same day. Oh well. Actually, for once, this is a good thing that I am keeping my chat room in the video this time, so anybody who watches this later knows what we're talking to or talking about. And this is actually going to be a change that's going to happen in every video. So, fucking, let's just wind this shit down. I mean, we're not going to sit here and vamp on the Blood Moon prophecies any longer, because there is nothing to vamp about when it comes to these things. It's just a fucking crazy priest and his crazy brother. I know they're not even his brother. I know, but I'm just calling him that.
His friend.
For the sake of this video, that they want to, they're fear-mongering.
Yeah, it's a Christian pastor talking about Jewish traditions, kind of. That he doesn't really know anything about.
Well, I mean, everybody knows what Passover is and all that kind of shit. I mean, he's taking common knowledge of Jewish belief and exploding it into something else.
Apparently, he's incurred controversy for his religious beliefs and comments regarding Nazism, Catholicism, homosexuality, Islam, Judaism, and Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah, this will not probably be the last time we've talked about him.
Yeah, you'll probably hear something from him again.
Yeah, I think we'll bring up something about him later down the series.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, when it comes to, like, the conspiracy theory and stuff like that, we're going to have something that has something to do with Katrina.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're going to be hitting things that, you know, connect him, because I believe he was connected to George W. at some point. And there's going to be a couple of things that we're going to have to talk about with involving George W. Bush. What else? Stuff like, you know, 2012, you know, Mayan prophecy shit. We'll probably hit at some point. Because at some point that shit was a conspiracy theory.
Yes, yes it was.
So, we gotta have it. So, what's your final thoughts on this thing?
I kind of already said it. It's a Christian guy talking about Jewish stuff. He doesn't really know what he's saying that much. He picked the astronomical event and said something will happen.
Pretty much. Chat room, what do you guys think? Do you believe that the Blood Moon prophecies are possible? That something will happen in the next 2 years to Israel? And that it could be causing the end of days?
As for you asking about the UFO, they pretty much unanimously say it's fake.
Yep, as far as the UFO goes, well, that's why I don't have to say what they think, because, bam, anybody who watches this later, they can read it.
Yes, yes they can.
Because I'm leaving the chat room up there.